When life tries to distract you, when people misunderstand you, when voices around you try to pull you into battles that don't even belong to you, you must remember this. Your greatest strength is not always in what you say, but in what you choose not to say. Sometimes the best way to move forward is not to prove yourself to others, not to answer every critic, not to explain every decision, but to stay silent and keep focusing on what God placed inside you. People will talk. They may doubt your intentions. They may question your journey. But your destiny is not tied to their opinion. If you waste your energy trying to convince them, you'll lose the strength you need for your own assignment. Silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the choice to rise above the noise, to say, I don't need their approval to keep moving forward. That silence speaks louder than any argument ever could. When you choose silence, you're not choosing weakness, you're choosing strength. You're not ignoring the problem, you're protecting your peace. One of the greatest battles you'll ever fight is not against people, not against circumstances, but against the temptation to react when silence is the wiser choice. Every day we are faced with situations that try to pull us out of character. Someone says something unkind, a co-worker questions your ability, a family member doesn't believe in you. The easy thing is to fight back, to explain yourself, to prove them wrong. But if you spend all your energy proving who you are, you have no strength left to become who you're called to be. Silence is not about letting others win, it's about keeping your focus intact. It's about saying, I refuse to be distracted by battles that don't lead me to my destiny. Think about an eagle. When smaller birds try to peck at it, when crows chase it, the eagle doesn't turn around to fight. It doesn't waste its strength on the noise around it. Instead, it spreads its wings and soars high, because it knows that the higher it goes, the fewer birds can follow. That's what silence does for you. When people try to drag you down with criticism, with negativity, with false accusations, you don't need to descend to their level and prove yourself. You just rise higher. You keep flying. You keep your focus. You preserve your strength for things that actually matter. Silence is not losing. Silence is winning in a different way. When you guard your silence, you guard your destiny. Some of the greatest setbacks come not because of what others did to us, but because of how we reacted. We took the bait. We argued, we lost our peace, and then we got distracted from our own purpose. But when you learn to stay silent in the face of provocation, you keep your eyes on the bigger picture. Not every comment deserves a response. Not every opinion deserves your explanation. Not every battle deserves your sword. There is freedom in choosing silence because silence says, I know who I am. I don't have to prove it to anyone. When you have that kind of confidence, you become unshakable. You have to remember that people only see a small part of your journey. They don't see the whole picture. They don't know the prayers you've prayed, the tears you've shed, the sacrifices you've made. They only see what's on the surface, and it's easy for them to misjudge. If you try to explain everything to everyone, you'll live exhausted and empty. But if you stay silent, if you focus on your calling, if you trust that time will reveal what needs to be revealed, then you live with peace. Silence doesn't mean you agree with what was said about you. Silence means you trust that the truth will come out without your effort. Silence means you believe that your life will speak louder than your words ever could. In moments of silence, you preserve the very energy that's needed for growth. Imagine trying to climb a mountain while carrying the weight of everyone's opinions. You'd never reach the top. But when you let go of the need to respond, you travel lighter. You climb faster. Your journey becomes clearer. Silence is a way of lightening your load. It's refusing to carry unnecessary battles on your back. Every time you stay silent, you are telling yourself, my focus is too important to be wasted here. You are choosing to invest your strength in progress, not improving. Think about how much time and energy gets lost in unnecessary conflicts. One harsh word leads to another. One insult leads to another, and before long, you're in a battle that doesn't even matter. And while you're fighting, life is passing by, opportunities are slipping away, peace is being drained. But when you decide, I'm not going to engage, I'm not going to argue, I'm not going to explain myself, you stop the cycle, you break free from the trap. Silence allows you to keep your focus where it belongs, on your growth, on your faith, on your purpose. Every second you stay silent, you are choosing destiny over distraction. Silence also brings clarity. When you are always talking, always reacting, always explaining, you leave no space for wisdom to rise. But in silence you hear more. You hear the voice of guidance, the voice of purpose, the whisper of intuition. Some of the most powerful answers in life come not in noise, but in stillness. When you choose silence, you give yourself room to listen, to reflect, to recalibrate. That's how you make better decisions. That's how you keep your focus sharp. Silence is not empty. It's full of strength, direction, and clarity. Now, it's not always easy to stay silent. Your ego wants to prove something. Your emotions want to lash out. But every time you resist that urge, you're growing strong. Silence is like a muscle. The more you practice it, the more powerful it becomes. The first time you stay silent when you're provoked, it may feel like you're losing. But with time, you'll realize you're winning battles that matter most. The battles for peace, for strength, for focus. And soon, silence will become your shield. It will protect your heart from being dragged into unnecessary wars. When you make silence your strength, people's opinions lose their grip on you. Their words no longer have the power to dictate your peace. Their criticism no longer has the power to steal your joy. Why? Because you've learned the autofocus. You've learned that your energy is sacred, your peace is priceless, and your purpose is worth protecting. Silence is not about ignoring people. It's about honoring yourself. It's about saying, I value my destiny too much to be distracted by noise. So the next time someone tries to pull you into an argument, stay silent. The next time you're tempted to prove yourself, stay silent. The next time negativity tries to take you off course, stay silent. Not because you don't have a voice, but because your voice is too valuable to be wasted on battles that don't matter. Your silence will be your strength. Your silence will be your shield. And your silence will protect your focus so you can walk confidently toward the victory that was always meant to be yours. Victory doesn't come from trying to control everything around you. It comes from learning how to control yourself. The truth is, you cannot stop people from talking. You cannot stop critics from criticizing. And you cannot stop life from throwing challenges in your path. But you can decide how you will respond, what you will give your attention to, and where you will direct your energy. Focusing on your selflessness with wisdom. It's recognizing that the greatest battle you will ever fight is not with the outside world, but within your own heart and mind. When you master yourself, when you discipline your thoughts, your habits, your actions, you step into a level of strength that no critic, no obstacle, no circumstance can take away. When you focus on yourself, you stop wasting time comparing. Comparison is one of the fastest ways to drain your joy. You look at what someone else is doing, what they have, how fast they're progressing, and suddenly you feel like you're behind. But the truth is, you are not behind. You are on your own path with your own timing, your own opportunities, your own destiny. Comparison blinds you to the blessings already in your life. Focusing on yourself opens your eyes to the growth that's happening within you. When you choose to run your race, when you water your own garden, when you stay committed to your own process, you will discover peace that no external achievement could ever bring. Focusing on yourself also means prioritizing your growth. You can't expect new levels of success with old habits. You can't reach your highest potential while carrying the same limitations you've always carried. Growth requires attention, discipline, and intentional effort. Instead of worrying about how others are living, instead of trying to measure up to their expectations, you pour that energy into becoming a better version of yourself. Every day you ask, how can I grow? How can I improve? How can I live with more purpose? That's how you create unstoppable momentum. Progress doesn't happen overnight. It happens daily, step by step, when you focus on your own journey and refuse to be distracted. When you truly focus on yourself, you realize that peace is an inside job. Too many people are waiting for peace to come from their circumstances. When things settle down at work, when people start treating them better, when life feels easier. But peace was never meant to come from the outside. Peace begins when you learn to quiet the storms within. When you set boundaries for your mind, when you protect your heart from bitterness, when you feed your spirit with faith and positivity, you discover a peace that circumstances cannot shake. And when you carry that peace, you carry victory. Because the one who is calm, the one who is focused, the one who is centered, is the one who wins the battles of life. Another powerful truth about focusing on yourself is this: it gives you the ability to celebrate others without feeling threatened. When you are secure in your own lane, when you are rooted in your own calling, you don't have to feel jealous of someone else's success. You can cheer them on without doubting your own worth. You can clap for their victory while knowing your time is coming too. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean ignoring others. It means you no longer define yourself by what others are doing. You are anchored, steady, and content, and from that place you can love more freely, give more generously, and live more authentically. It's easy to get lost in the noise of life, trying to prove something, trying to keep up, trying to be everything to everyone. But when you slow down and focus inward, you remember that you are already equipped with everything you need for your purpose. You don't need to imitate anyone else. You don't need to copy their path. What's inside you is enough. Your gifts, your strengths, your experiences, they are all part of a design that was tailor-made for you. Focusing on yourself allows you to discover those gifts, to sharpen them, to use them, and to let them lead you into your destiny. Sometimes focusing on yourself means saying no to distractions, no to people who pull you off course, no to habits that no longer serve you. And those no's are not selfish, they are necessary. Because every no to what drains you is a yes to what grows you. Every no to distraction is a yes to purpose. Every no to negativity is a yes to peace. Learning to focus on yourself means being courageous enough to let go of what doesn't align with your destiny, even if it's comfortable, even if it's familiar. It means choosing the higher road, even when the lower one looks easier. When you live this way, focused, centered, disciplined, you find that victory is not just about reaching a goal. It's about becoming the person you were always meant to be. The victory is in the growth, the peace, the clarity that comes from within. External victories are wonderful, but they will fade if they are not supported by internal strength. But when you focus on yourself, when you build that strength on the inside, every external victory becomes sweeter because it's rooted in something solid and unshakable. Focusing on yourself also prepares you for the future. Many times we want opportunities we're not yet ready to handle.